All right, hello everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the OS Talk. Today we have a very special guest with us, continuing our Mania coverage. Our Mania themed month. We have Staiain with us. How you doing, man?
Hello, how are you doing? Doing fine.
Um, well, that's good. I'm doing well. You kind of heard beforehand. I'm on a mixed bag of happy and mad at the moment. How are you doing, Deadbeat?
I'm still feeling a little stressed.
There's nothing to be stressed about. We've got a great
Well,
interview today.
I got this. I got the recap. I gotta clean the other Ostalk, and I have to clean my room, and I have to do all this in about 3 hours.
Well, maybe someone should have been. No, I'm not even gonna sass you. It's all good.
No, I
Anyway,
really should
Stein.
have woke up earlier.
Yeah, maybe. But anyway, Stein, how did you find OS? What brought you to our lovely rhythm game and the community?
Well, some years ago, around early 2009, a friend of mine named Tushan or Dansai introduced me to OSA Standard because I knew him from Stepmania. And he and another friend of mine, we started playing a little bit of multiplayer of Catch the Beat and Standard. We did play for a few games of multi, then kind of just I think we had time where I didn't play much, but then another friend of mine reintroduced me to the game in around 2011, and I started playing a little bit, and then been kind of on and off, and then also Mania was introduced to the game in late 2012, and then kind of been active since then.
Well, I mean, Osamania, yeah, it did come out kind of late there, but is that what really kept you going with the game? Do you feel that if Osamania mode wouldn't have happened, then you might not be here today?
That's a little bit hard to answer, but I do like the online community that OSA has gathered. The online
Yeah.
features and the chat and everything. It's kind of hard to not like it.
Yeah, I know people say, oh, well, it's basically a clone, but in reality, it's kind of one of a kind in that aspect. I don't think any other music game, well, maybe now, but back when OS very first came out, I don't really think music games really had an online user base
I
as
don't
much
think Minnie
as like,
had a custom map editor as well.
yeah, I mean, it was like, because, like, look at, like, Stepmania and stuff like that. Yeah, it had, like, scores and stuff, but you had to keep track of that for the most part. There were, like, websites you could submit stuff to, but it wasn't really all bundled neatly into one package. And, like, content was always a pain for Stepmania, at least for me. You always had to jump from one place to another. There was no, and that bad content far outweighed the good. I mean, when you found good content, it was good, but you know what I mean, right? I mean, you played Stepmania quite a bit.
Yeah. There's also the problem with Stepmania is that there's no centralized community. It's spread
No.
all across the internet. Like you have so many different communities that doesn't really interact with each other. That's really bad for the game.
Yeah. It just
kinda
makes
hard.
it makes it kind of feel like it's disconnected. And in a way it is. I mean, I don't know. I don't think it would be too hard to put in like an online chat into something like Stepmania, in all honesty. But moving aside from that, while we've already kind of started to touch into other music games, how many rhythm games do you actually have played under your belt? Are
Ooh.
you really good at just a few, or are you wide across on that?
Well, I mostly have been playing 4-key Stepmania, but since OSU Standard was introduced to me, I did play it a little bit on and off. But I also tried Flash Revolution, which is also another 4-key game. I did play a little bit of 6-key Stepmania, also called Solo. And then after OSU Mania was introduced, I started actually trying to learn 7-key. So I guess mostly those. And I've been trying a little bit of BMS, Lunatic Rave 2. And very recently, I tried a K-shoot. It's basically it's somewhat like 6-key and then with two turnables, like volume knobs. So, but other than that, I don't think I played much other rhythm games.
It's actually surprised. I thought you'd played quite a few of them.
On a side stance, I've never actually talked about this music game, but I had a lot of hope for it, and then it turned out to be really bad. And that was DJ Hero.
That game was
one of the-
fun.
It was fun, but it was bad. It wasn't hard, and it wasn't like
looked a little bit forced. It doesn't really look that interesting to me.
It's not. It really isn't. Like, it's fun at first, like novelty-wise. You're like, oh hey, but it's not really that challenging. I thought like you'd be doing all kinds of like crazy, awesome scratches and like switching tracks all the time, but really, it's kind of just eh.
My friend had that game for a while, and I never actually played it. And I went over to his place once and started playing it, and he was like, "Right, pick a track. I've unlocked everything." I was like, "I want that one," and I picked the Groundhog song, the hardest one. He's like, "You sure?" I'm like, "Do it." I got rigged.
Oh. I was
Worth.
gonna say, how did you fare?
Totally
Oh,
worth though. I think I got like at least halfway through on medium on like my first go, which wasn't too bad, I think.
No, not too bad. I felt like there was a lot of promise that that controller itself could have brought to the game.
Yeah, there was a lot you could have done with that game.
Yeah,
Tried the controller at my friend's very recently, and it just doesn't feel right at all. It just
no,
It feels
don't.
awkward.
input lag as well. It was
Yeah.
terrible.
They didn't do too well. Like, a lot of people always complain. Like, now that we're on input lag, let's get into a small tangent about Rock Band.
Oh, boy,
Man.
please no.
Like, okay, so Guitar Hero is always gonna be my go-to, you know. But Rock Band sucks. I don't care if anybody says Rock Band's good. It's bad. Like the delay, the lag, the controllers. It's just it's garbage. The only thing Rock Band did right was drums and singing.
Fuck your drums. Woo! Whoops.
Like, but yeah, drums and singing was all they did good.
Yeah, the drums were amazing. That's all I'd
I've
ever play on
actually played that.
Guitar Hero, Rock
You've
Band. I
never
just like
played Rock
drums.
Band
No,
or
I don't
Guitar
think
Hero?
so. I played Guitar Hero like once, like how many years ago it is? Ooh,
I
it has to
think
be
it-
like 8 years ago or something.
It released in like 2005. if
Those
I'm not
games were like the stuff, man. They were awesome.
One thing that you could try, I'm not trying to like put you on to any other new music games, but something you could try if you're bored and you've got like $10 laying around, is you could pick up like literally for $10 nowadays, you could pick up like the Guitar Hero Xbox 360 controller, which is just the basic guitar, plastic, it's USB
Oh
wide.
yeah, that one.
Yeah, and you can literally just go download Frets on Fire. It's kind of in the same boat as OS. It's
Oh yeah, I know that game.
yeah, and like if you want to get your Guitar Hero on, that is like the game to go for.
I was like the only person in my friend circle who didn't actually touch Guitar Hero. I was always watching them play, but I never really played it myself. I was kind of loyal to Stepmania back then.
I hear you. I mean, I was pretty hard stuck on DDR and Stepmania myself, but like I just wanted to get good at Guitar Hero because like all my friends were playing it, and I knew I can get better than them, and when I did, it was great. It's like one of the few games I was really, really good at. Anyways, though, Deadbeat, go ahead and take these next couple questions for me, if you would. And I think Deadbeat might be gone, so let's go ahead and move forward. What music game would you say is your all-time favorite out of the music games you have played?
I think it has to be Stepmania. It does lack a little bit of online features and all that, but because the client itself is so reliable and it has so much content throughout all the years, it's hard. I just always come back to it.
So quick question: with all the content that it does have you ever used any of like the 3D themes with Stepmania, like Candy Pop, for example? I know that's kind of old, but
It does sound familiar, but I'm not sure if I used that.
because you know they did a whole bunch of skin overhauls, and like some of the people that made skins for Stepmania really put time and thought into it. There was a couple really good themes, and Candy Pop was one of the really decent themes.
I didn't. I'm pretty sure I used one of the like code from one of those themes, like back in the early days when I was experimenting with like skinning and editing of the user interface as like an experimenting. But I don't think I've actually ever used those themes. I'm not sure how they look now. It's
I don't
so long
even
ago.
know. Yeah, I don't even know how Candy Pop managed to do it. But in all honesty, They
Wasn't it
legit-
Pop Candy?
Pop Candy. It might have been Pop Candy. You're right. I don't know how they managed to get it, but they had 3D objects in there that were just like, you know,
Oh yeah.
rendered, and I couldn't figure out how to do that. I mean, I figured out how to do bone files and stuff for dancers. Like, I put Yoshi in there. It was pretty funny. Yeah.
Why Yoshi?
Why Yoshi? Because at the time, I was already doing a lot of Super Mario 64 modding, and I had a Polygon Yoshi just sitting around, so I was like, yeah, Yoshi and DDR. This is way before DDR Mario Mix even existed.
Now we know where it came from.
Yeah, but it stretched it out to like the norm, because I didn't know how to adjust the bone size, so it just stretched the Yoshi model over the original skeleton.
Oh wow.
So it looked pretty horrific. Anyways, are there any music games that you'd really like to play that you haven't already though?
Ooh, that's a hard thing to answer. But I kind of want to learn Lunatic Rave with controller. I did buy a arcade controller for it very recently, but I haven't really gotten around to starting to learn it. But I kind of consider a game completely different from using keyboard to controller, because it's a whole new learning curve. You basically have to learn the game over. So I would say that Lunatic Rave with controller sounds interesting. But I don't. Maybe I can learn Auto Jam, like try to play something else than just Mania for 7. But we'll see.
Yeah, and I mean, the OS community is probably one of the few communities that can understand that type of learning curve with changing interface input. Because let's be honest here, a lot of people start off with mouse and then they go in and buy a tablet, and then they just learn that for standard mode, it has completely changed the way you have to do things. Almost everybody usually tanks really bad at first. Anywho, though, yeah.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say when I use mouse for standard, the thing is I am left-handed, but I use mouse with my right hand, so I was able to play normally also. But when then there was spinners, I was simply not able to do the motion. And when I started trying to do the spinning with the mouse, and then suddenly stuff literally fell down from my desk and hit me in the head. I was like, I actually need to stop using a mouse and get a tablet, because I had to use my whole shoulder to use this to do the circular motion instead.
Yeah.
Getting used to doing spinners was a pain. It really was.
Yes, I just had to. I was forced to use a tablet because of that.
Yeah, I use my right hand for my mouse most of the time, but I can use the left-handed one. Oh man, that was really loud in my ear. Holy crap.
You all good?
No, I'm not all good. That just almost blew out my eardrums. Locktab just peeing me. Yeah, Locktab mentioned in the OS talk. Locktab just blasted me while I'm recording. Anywho, so Sound Voltex, you said, was the one you're looking for in terms of the game you want to play, right?
Yeah, the K-Shoot. But
okay.
The upcoming thing would be Lunatic Ray, but I am playing K-Shoot right now.
Okay.
You're not the Sound Voltex is arcade game, so you're not allowed to play it or have it or anything.
Yeah, that's true. It's the same thing goes for Juby, really, unless you've got that iOS port. Like, they don't want you having anything. Anyways, though, Deadbeat, if you could this time, maybe, get the next 2 questions, that would be nice.
Sorry, I disappeared for a little bit earlier. I needed
No
to
problem, I do it all the time.
Yeah, you do.
Good.
You mentioned earlier that you have a controller. Do you actually use that to play Osmania, or do you still use a keyboard?
I have tried to use the controller for Mania 7 key, but it is so hard to learn. I tried it like 0 point something star songs on 7 key, and I still cannot understand the concept of buttons instead of like the controller buttons instead of the keyboard layout. It's so hard. But I actually have tried to use my K-Shoot controller, Sound Voltex controller, for 4 key, which I actually have made a couple of videos of. I used index and ring fingers to hit the buttons. This is really tiring, but it's actually really fun. But I don't think you're supposed to play with like that. It was really entertaining for me.
Is it working well though?
Yeah, like I was able to actually score some decent scores on Osame 4-key with K-shoot controller with
Sweet.
using those fingers.
As long as it works, it's fine.
Yeah, it's really noisy like this, but otherwise it's good.
Yeah, just a little noisy. Just actually, also curiosity, do you play Oz standard with the default setup or the DDR style?
Oh, you mean standard?
No, Osmania. Do you play it
I use
scrolling
upscroll
down or
for,
scrolling up?
Yeah, here's the interesting thing because when I learned 4-key, upscroll, like going upwards, was the only style I knew about. So that's what I was sticking with. But recently I learned 7-key downscroll. So I actually play 4-key and 6-key upscroll and downscroll 5-key and 7-key, which probably looks really funny because everybody's like, hey, why don't you just up or down for all? But it has something to do with reading and muscle memory. If I use upscroll for 7-key, my hands just go like, what are you doing? I kind of do that to separate the reading with the space bar, and it helps.
Sweet. It can be kind of a pain just fitting with stuff until it works.
Yeah.
Also, just out of curiosity, how's the tablet going? 'Cause you mentioned that as well.
What's
The
that?
tablet you put off standard.
Oh, I have I was decent at standard. I don't think I'm decent nowadays by nowadays standard, but I was able to pass a few somewhat hard songs, but I was never really good with accuracy and control. But I did a couple of interesting passes, like Ascension to Heaven double time.
You went double
pass.
time.
Yeah, I actually passed it with double time, and I passed this what was it called? Some 300 madness thing with this keyboard streaming.
I
was,
don't think I know that one.
300 max?
No, it was I know that the mapper was Baka Tenshi.
Oh. Okay, what song are you talking about? I'm sorry, I just had to go calm the dog.
It was something about 300 BPM or something.
Oh, 300 BPM. When I think of 300 BPM, the only things I could think of was like those specialized DDR mixes.
Dash Hopes 3.
Dash Hopes 3?
Hopes 3.
Dash Hopes 3.
That was the one I passed back then, which was really good for a random guy like me.
Oh, that's crazy.
It was all because I had a finger speed from playing Mania games so long. So like a couple of years ago, I made a couple of standard videos by playing fast or death stream maps in standard, and just because I have stamina and speed, I was just basically just focusing on actually hitting with aiming, even though it was really. And I uploaded the videos and it kind of exploded.
I don't actually know many people who can keep up with 300 BPM.
Well, like right before the Post to Standard video, the best players of 2013 to around that. I uploaded a video of Jesus 1412.
Mm-hmm.
He made a training stream map for Freedom Dive, which basically just a continuous 222 BPM stream for like 4 minutes straight with a couple of spinners. I full combo that pretty easily because I don't really get tired from that, but nobody in standard has done that, and that was why the video went viral in the OSU community.
There's some like
nobody
mad
has done
levels.
that.
That is some mad levels of stamina right there.
You are gonna have such pain in your knuckles, though, in the years to come.
I sure hope not.
Well, I hope not as well, but eat lots of fish.
I think
Of
like
course.
I think like
Living
the
in
first
Norway,
time
I
I
don't think that's
heard
a
of
problem.
I think the first time I heard of someone passing the 300 BPM map was I think it
There-
was Val 0108 double timing
Guys.
Dragon Force in 2011.
Yeah, but he just released the secret to having ultimate stamina and nobody noticed. Obviously, you just have to eat fish all the time, every day. That fish oil and those omegas, that omega 3s, they'll keep your joints all super lubricated so you could just smash away 300 BPM. But please, guys, he has literally trained himself to be able to do that. Don't go after hearing this interview and go, I could do 300 BPM and hurt yourself. Because it can happen.
Yeah,
Like,
don't forget,
you
you need to eat
don't
the fish
overdo it.
before you try it.
Yeah.
Just out of curiosity though, like, you are considered like one of the fastest streamers. Like, how fast can you actually stream?
Sorry, what was that?
Like, you just, this one's such a weird one to word.
I got it. So, everybody knows you're real quick. But how quick are you? Like, what is the limit you've taken yourself to? Is 300 your max, or can you take it to 380? Can you do 420? Can you do 450?
In OSA standard, no. I think I was maxing out at 300, somewhat long streams. I didn't really try a lot of songs above 300 because the fact that most songs in OSA aren't really that fast, you have to apply double time, and I can't read AR 10.3, so I wasn't able to make it to the hard parts. I was never really good at. I was never able to test myself on that.
All right. Well, what about in terms of Mania? How fast can you go there?
Oh, I have a video of myself comboing 10 plus seconds of 460 something stream.
Oh boy.
Not mashing, but actually individually hitting everything.
That is
Comboing.
impressive.
That is scary impressive.
Yeah, that's as far as it goes. It's possible to go faster when it's bursts, like slow ones, but for longer streams, that's basically the limit for me.
So what, 10 seconds to 430 was it?
460. That's
460, oh Jesus.
That's the upper limit for me.
That's a very high upper limit.
That, is pretty insane.
Yeah, that is like, that's legit gotta go fast. Sonic would be proud.
Yes, it would.
Someone in chat's like, I can't get over 200 BPM without choking.
Yeah, I know that feel.
I don't-
BPM shuts me
I
down.
think the majority of people can't get above like 200, 210. I think most people start to
Although-
cap out around there.
Although I feel like I could probably go faster with my feet than I can with my hands.
Wow. I think
Uh,
it's a lot of mental thing about how fast you can go, because a lot of OSA streamers tense up their fingers a lot to keep the accuracy. If you can let go of that tensing and just kind of twitch your fingers a little bit, you can actually go really fast without using that much stamina. But of course, it's hard to get accuracy of that method.
All right. So, moving on to our next question, though. What made you want to join the Mania World Cup?
I kind of wanted to get to know some players a little bit more, so I thought it was a good idea to gather them into a team and play with them and kind of get to know them better. It was a lot of fun. So that was kind of success. I know because of the Mania World Cup now, I know those players a lot more. And I feel like I've gotten closer to them.
How
I've
well
helped
did you
them getting better and everything.
How well did you do last year?
Last year, we didn't do very well. We won by default in the first round. We made it to round of 16, but then we lost. I think it was against Taiwan. Then this year, we lost all our matches, but we had a lot of fun. I don't feel bad about it at all.
Well, that's good, and that's a positive outlook to have on it. Like, I get a little bit disheartened when we see some of the people. I know I probably don't help too much in the commentator booth going like, oh no, they got destroyed. That probably doesn't help too much. But, like, in all honesty, I really think it's great when you could see people that are like, we don't care if we win or lose, we're just here to have fun. Like, because the people that take it too serious, there is such thing as being a sore winner too. And, like, that's not anything I like to see.
I thought the term was unpleasant winner.
Unpleasant winner, whatever. It's BM regardless of what it is.
Yeah.
Anyways, though, so out of a whole, would you say that you've enjoyed the Mania World Cup more last year or this year? And if it is this year, what improvements did you like versus the last year? And if it's last year, what things would you like to see that happened last year that didn't happen this year? I know it's kind of a big question, but just feel free to answer it however you want.
Well, it was really hype last year because it was the first Mania World Cup, but I feel like this year it was more organized from staff, and I got a better organized Norwegian team to play with. So we played a little bit of multiplayer before the matches, and we had a lot of fun during and before the matches and after even. So all in all, I think I enjoyed this year more, even though we didn't get further into the tournament than just the round.
I feel like the tournaments are getting better and better every year.
Yeah, definitely.
Like there's always something being changed or improved or just something that makes it better.
We've also had visual improvements almost every year.
Oh yeah, about the stream and the commentary as well. It's getting better. I don't remember, but I'm not sure if it was any active players in the commentary last year. Juan Crystal is doing a really good job. AJ as well. Halogen.
Yeah, Halogen saved their ass so much. So did One Crystal. Like, so much.
Oh yeah, most definitely. So real quick, we're gonna touch base on this last one here, and then I'm gonna let Deadbeat get the other three, because Deadbeat's kind of been a little bit out of there.
Hello.
But anyways, how do you feel about this type of level of competitive play in music games? Do you feel that it's something you welcome, or is it something you just kind of think's fun?
Well, I think it's really nice to see people actually be able to play at a high level and while still having a lot of fun. Some people take the tournament really seriously, but at the same time, most of the people are enjoying it thoroughly. So it's really nice to see. And as I said, seeing teams gather and get to know each other, the players, and play and have fun, it's really nice. That's what I like about tournaments. Kind of like an annual appreciation period of the game. Hence,
I wonder how many rhythm games actually have like this level of competition.
hard to say, really.
Yeah, Z-Drop might know.
I think the level of on 7 key and 4 key rhythm games are the highest because they've been around the longest. I'm not saying the OSA standard players aren't high level at all, but they're of course they're really high level as well. But because the 4 key and 7 key communities have been around for longer, I think they have reached a little bit higher. You know what I mean? There is more. The roof hasn't been reached as much in OSA standard, for example.
Yeah, the World Cups are actually quite good because they do actually they do get like a lot more people like aware of the game, and it is actually quite cool.
Yeah, definitely the exposure to the games.
I was actually talking to One Crystal recently, and he was saying that what were you saying, that was on the radio? The 4K World Cup was on the Argentinian radio or something like that?
Oh wow, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that is really cool.
Yeah, there we go, he's confirming in the chat. It's just like, whoa, that is actually amazing.
Definitely.
It is actually quite cool how far this has gotten. I feel like it's really raised the bar for what you can expect in this sort of style of gaming.
Yeah, definitely.
For those that didn't hear that too well, yeah, they were saying that it was on the Argentina radio.
That is actually pretty cool.
Yeah. Anyways, though, alright, Deadbeat, if you get 7, 8, and 9, I would love you forever.
I thought you already did. You say that every time and then you say it again. I'm beginning to doubt this.
Well, you lose my love, and then you gain it back.
Oh dear.
I see how it is.
Like you lost my love today because you woke up late. Now you're going to redeem yourself.
Meh.
I'm just giving you shit, man.
Well, what's new? But yeah, it looks like you've tried your hand at mapping as well. How's that going for you?
Well, it's been a while since I was active, but it was my Canigal. It was originally a collab between me and World. He's not really known in the OC, but he's a really famous mapper or charter from 4Key. He's very good and has made a lot of charts in the style which is called jump stream, which is a lot of double notes, uh, and basically he sent me the song and then I charted it and then or mapped it, and then he just fixed the errors I made, and then we call it a collab. It was kind of funny, but then I decided to actually add it to Osu. Yeah, so I uploaded it to my slot and did some modding on it and added guest difficulties, and people actually enjoyed it. So I managed to get it ranked last year, and it was really nice. But since then, I haven't really been that active with it. But I'm in the process of trying to get the map called Scales of Struggle, getting that ranked, which would arguably one of the hardest 4-key charts available.
Yeah, I
It
did
would
see
be
that you
really
had
good.
some new pending maps available.
Yeah, the Scales of Struggle collab extreme would be one of the most difficult songs to even pass. It differs a little bit from IAEA because the ending has like a climax theory, which involves extreme heavy layering of notes. So it would, even if you can actually play the entire map, you will actually get trouble at the end to pass it because of the density. So
I love
it
the
would be
maps where
interesting.
it's like he breezes through the whole thing, and then the end just like, nope.
Yeah, but it goes to the song, so I feel like it is hard, but it would be a nice challenge. Top 4-key players.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people do like those sort of maps, so
Yeah, that's
Hopefully-
my goal. Kind of get a really hard 4-key song into the game.
and then double time it.
No, double time is out of the question.
I'm sure you could do it.
No, I'm pretty sure it's less than 20 or 10 people who can pass it as it is, because it's OD and HP 10, I think.
Oh, yeah.
I mean OD and yeah, it's OD and HP 9. It was 9.
Basically, you're gonna die.
Yeah,
Sweet.
you won't be able to pass it if you just button mash or panic. You have to actually try to play it in order to survive.
Shouldn't that be how most maps are played?
Yeah, but unfortunately, there's quite a few Mania maps. Like, it kind of falls into the same thing with Step Mania. When I very first started with Step Mania, you could literally, if you panic and you just start mashing stuff, you could get through some of the crazy sections.
Yeah, that's kind of what I don't like. I don't want to be hard on players, but I don't want people to pass maps if they can't keep up at all. I want it to be a real challenge where you actually have to. You can't get luck. You can't fluke it. You actually have to play it somewhat. And
You
then
want
it
to
was,
separate the lines between luck and skill.
yeah, kinda, and it would be so much more rewarding to actually pass it the day you get to the level of playing it and actually passing it because of your own skill and not because of luck. It would be so much more rewarding.
Although sometimes you get that really good feeling when you pass something and you only got like an inch of HP left, and you're like, oh, I survived.
I know that
Oh, yeah,
feeling.
definitely.
Yeah.
I think the better feeling is like when you almost fail and then you manage to work yourself all the way back up to full HP.
Yeah, that's too. But then you
Surviving
get,
on the edge.
Yeah, then you get full of yourself though. If you get back to full, you're like, oh, I can make a bunch of mistakes again, and then you make a couple mistakes and you're dead.
Yeah.
Well, that's just being
Right.
overconfident then.
Thing is that if you make a mistake, you don't get hung up over it. You have to keep playing and focus 100%. If you get hung up by a mistake, you will make another mistake really fast, and that will just drop you out, and you will lose all the HP.
Yeah. All right. Moving on to the next one. I'll go ahead and take it, Deadbeat. Do you have any long-term goals for OS? Is there anything you're hoping to achieve while you're here in this community?
Well, right now, as you know, I play a lot of 4-key, and I'm learning 7-key somewhat.
Mm-hmm.
I'm moving up in difficulty of 7-key slowly, but And my goal would be probably just be able to actually keep up with the harder songs in 7 key, not be not just mash them, actually play them.
Mm-hmm.
That's a long term goal for me to
All
actually
right.
pass them, be able to
Well,
keep up.
I think you're not going to have too many problems with it. All you got to do is just get used to the whole setup, and you've already got the speed. Nobody can deny you there. So, all you really just have to do is get the muscle memory going on in your hands, and I think you're golden.
It's a little bit more complicated because yeah, it's muscle memory, and it's another thing is hand anatomy. You have to because you play with spacebar and using little finger movements, which you don't use in 4. It's almost like learning a new game. You do have the accuracy transfer over from 4 key, but all in all, it's almost like learning a new game mode. Almost.
Yeah,
Because your
I think-
thumb has to relearn everything.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
people were
basically.
like comparing the different key modes, like different game modes entirely, because they play out differently as well.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I'd like to say that I feel that any mode that's even is probably pretty much gives off almost the same vibe, like 4 key, 6 key, and 8
Eight.
key.
And 2,
Probably 2 is ridiculous, but
still in the game.
anyways, I don't know why, but anyways, those game modes kind of like, yeah, you're still teaching your pinky and your other finger if you're playing 8 how to do stuff, but at the same time, if you're really good with your 4, your pointer and your index, or your pointer and your middle, in all honesty, you might be able to play 6 key with just 2 fingers on each side if you're skilled enough with it. You might not even have to use that other one, unless obviously you get holds and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, I've seen there is actually a style named doubles in Stepmania, and people actually make those charts both for actual pad like machine play and with index player. So they use 2 fingers on the keyboard and just dances around on 8 different and actually combo it. Really impressive to look at.
Oh, I've tried doing that. I plugged in one of them old flat mats for DDR into my computer when I was playing Stepmania, and I tried to do a double map, and I tried to use the top. I tried to use the top part of my body to play one board, and then my feet for the other one. It
Wow.
It was working okay till I decided to go to like the in games. Like I could do easier songs like I could do like pretty much all the Captain Jack stuff. Let's see, Desire. I could do quite a few that way, but like when I tried to go to like the crazy shit like Cypher, or I tried to play, I can't remember the name of that one. Fascination, I think it's called. Fascination? That ring any bells? Fascination Max, yeah. I tried to do that with a top half and bottom half, and it did not work. No, my feet could not keep. Well, I was bored, so I figured it would be a good idea.
It's really fun to experiment with new things.
Yeah.
Board.
Like, I was like, I got a gamepad, and I kind of figured it'd be sort of like the idea of like Rock Band, you know, like you use the drum pedal and then you're hitting on the drums. I'm like, I could do that. Why couldn't I do it in a more crazy attempt? But it's not as easy to think, and literally you have to like reposition the mat because it's not a solid steel one. It's just like a mat. Anyways, though, getting off that tangent, it also looks like you take part in streaming. When did you get into doing streams?
It was, I think it was mid 2013. I think I started with it properly. I'm not sure when I started the first time. I did see some activity in 2012, but I can't remember it at all. But in 2013, I started streaming because well, nobody really streams back then. So it was kind of fun to do that for a while. Thing about streaming is that you get a couple of you get followers who come into your channel almost every time you're streaming, keep you company, and you have somebody to chat with. And some people come in there, and if they need help, I have the ability to help them right away, and really nice that way. And also giving exposure to the game, make people inspire people to want to try it as well, and then I can have link them the content to the game, download and everything right there in the chat, and it's really nice.
Yeah,
So it's a way for me to kind of like give exposure to the game, all that.
Yeah, it's a way to grow the community, and it's
Yeah,
greatly appreciated.
I really enjoy that. Well, lately last year, my channel has been kind of active, and a lot of other streamers has helped me out and hosted me and visited me and and it's really nice.
Yeah, there are a lot of more people. Yeah, there's actually quite a few people with an OS starting to get into the streaming aspect of things now. Because like you look at people like Doomsday and Happy Sick, and they're streaming all the time now.
Yeah, it's really nice that streamers also get to know each other and start talking and get all that is really nice. So I would never stop streaming.
Yeah, it's a really cool thing to do.
Yeah, just keep wanting to stream like a hobby.
Cool.
All right, and that is actually going to. Yes.
I was gonna say one more thing. With the whole streaming thing, what's the whole rhythm gamers group team about? Is that something you created, or did you just join in on that?
Actually, yes. Initially, it was Sterno TV who made the group for me, because I told him that one of my dreams was kind of to get partner on Twitch, to get the ability to create a group and to gather other Mania to a group where we can meet each other and kind of make a centralized hub for those type of games in general on Twitch. So far, it's been really successful, and on the team page, you can now see who's online, and people you don't know, you can check them out and click on their name, and you can meet new people like that. And other players from other games can see other games through that. It's really nice. More than 100 people have actually joined the group within a few weeks, which is really nice.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So yeah, as I said, I wanted to create a kind of a small community on Twitch to gather those Mania streamers to one place where we in a small community.
Well, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
I mean, it's great to see development and growth. I mean, Mania is one of the fastest growing game modes we've had in us. I mean, CTB did well, and the same thing can be said of like
Tycho.
Yeah, Tycho, but neither of those really blew up like Mania did.
I think that's because Mania had a bigger,
a huge ass following.
Yeah.
Before it got put into a place where it actually had an online community and chat.
Yeah.
It was just like waiting to happen. It was like a beautiful chemical bomb of awesome, just waiting to explode.
I remember like playing the game mode before it actually went onto the public build.
Yeah.
It was
I
fun.
did that as well. I remember a guy named Bites.
All right, the Canadian. He's what, Canadian
he
captain, I
introduced
think?
me to the Mania called the beta. Yeah, the client before it was live. What was it called? The cutting
build.
edge. Yeah, he introduced me to it, and it was just like a circular skin, and I had to turn my monitor upside down to actually play it. But somebody has converted a few Stepmania songs to it, and I played it, and it was really fun. And I made a couple of videos just for fun, and those videos kind of got really popular and made other Stepmania players aware of the mode. And when it was part of the game in 2012, some people actually started trying it out. That was really nice.
Yeah, I saw people flipping their monitors upside down, and I thought that was hilarious.
It was the only way back then.
Yeah, it was. I mean, I'm just so glad that, like, I'm almost positive how that went down is we were kind of talking one day in, like, development, and somebody linked a video on YouTube of somebody playing Osmania with their monitor turned upside down. And that was immediately met with, why the hell are they doing that?
Oh, yeah. You just can't learn flipping upside down just like that. It is based on muscle memory and
Yeah, and so it was explained that the reason why they were doing it is because a lot of people are coming from a different game mode. So I think it was like maybe like 10, 15 minutes after that video was linked that a fix was made.
Oh wow, that was
That did not. Yeah. Sometimes if it's like a small fix like that, they just edit.
So when it finally was brought to light, it was like added almost instantaneously.
There have been like a few changes to Mania where people just been like, "Oh, thank Jesus Christ, yes!"
Oh yeah.
I think the last one
Actually
was
said-
the BPM scaling.
Yeah, that I was about to say that. The BPM scale thing, and the custom speed, which was so good. That's one of the things that actually messed me up in the first World Cup, because the speed had reset when I was in the multi. The speed had reset in one of the matches back to the default speed. So I was playing on the wrong speeds all the songs in one match. All the 5 matches were different speed, and it was just horrible. But now you can get used to one type of speed, and maybe if you're really full of adrenaline, you can increase the speed or lower it depending on how you approach the game, and you know what kind of speed change you get. When it was the old system, you had to calculate every time you played a new song. It was really
difficult. Yeah. Anyways, though, that is going to wrap up the written part of our interview, guys. The next part we'll be moving on to is the community questions. So if you have any kind of question for Staiain, be sure to put that down there in the talk room, and we will get that. If you want to speak your question, say it aloud. We'll give you talk power. Just let us know.
I think Halogen's got something.
Okay. Halogen's
That too.
got a couple things, so we'll go ahead and give him talk power. There you go.
Hey, Steve, how are you?
Hello AJ, I'm doing fine.
All right, so the first question, this is actually something I've wondered since I've known you for a really long time. When did you actually feel like you really started to come into your own as a speed-oriented player?
Oh, well, it kind of started with me having bad accuracy back in the day, but it was kind of the part of my friend. He had a really good reaction time, the Neko flow, and because of that, he played with a ridiculous high Xmod speed, and so I thought that looked really impressive, and I wanted to do that as well. So I also started playing songs with really high scroll speed, but then I realized that I was able to keep up with some really hard songs because I could actually read it. Then I just moved on, and then half a year later, he showed me a video of a Norwegian player having a show-off video for the Gathering, a Stepina tournament in Gathering in 2006. And then he played a Fury of the Storm in front of like several hundred people, and I kind of wanted to get as good as that, so I started practicing. And then also at the same time, I learned about the online Stepina community, and I got some hard songs to play, and kind of just went from there. And I improved really fast because I kind of, when I set my mind to something, I get really obsessed, and I just wanted to see what I could do. It looked like something I could get good at, so I just kept on doing it. I had a lot of fun.
I haven't seen this Fury of the Storm map, but I know it's Dragon Force, so I can only imagine how much of a pain it was.
Yeah, it was the first viral Stepania video, I believe. It was one uploaded in, was it 2006? At least the Norwegian one.
I
It
should
was-
check this out.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
And the second thing I wanted to ask you, you get a lot of representation as, you know, not just the best player in Norway, but pretty much one of the best 4-key players in general. If you could give the name of one player who's really underrepresented in Norway, who would they be, and why should they get more attention?
Oh, that's a tough one, because since now after the Mania World Cup, I know a lot of players who has ridiculous potential. I would name one player who is named Lick. His accuracy is extremely good for his skill level, and he's just getting better and better in both 4 key and 7 key. You have Mopa. He was also my team. He's improving really fast in 4 key, and you have Yukiso, who improved really fast in 7 key and 4 key. He's mostly a taiko player and does some standard as well. You have Cup, who plays mostly autojam. He's really fast in 7 key, but he's not the most accurate player, but he's doing pretty good still. In general, there's a lot of players in Norway I would mention, but it's kind of I want to mention everyone, so it's really hard to answer that.
I wonder if we'll see some of them in the 7 key bracket.
Oh yeah, several of those people will be there. Sure.
Sweet. Looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Thanks, Staiain.
Alrighty. Looks like one Crystal has one question.
Yeah, go ahead.
There you go, one. What's up?
Hey, Staiain.
Hello.
How are you doing?
Fine, and you? Fine as well?
I'm okay, having some fun here. Really
That's
cool
awesome.
interview. I want to ask you, you think that also Mania has still some room of improve, and if you do, what would you improve first?
Oh, I know I've been thinking about this, but I was not prepared to. The engine sometimes feel a little bit the timing sometimes feel a little bit off on certain maps. It might be something of the engine and how it registered the key taps. If you make one mistake, for example, in the middle of a stream with a lot of double notes, you will get misses on that note until you actually release the keyboard and stop playing and then start playing again. Because even if you're dead on accurate, you will actually start getting misses on that finger until you stop playing, which is really weird.
Yeah, that happens to me in the long note maps a lot.
Yeah, in longer maps, that problem also happens. But if you make one mistake and hit one note too early, for example, and then you keep playing like normal, all the notes on that finger will register too early, which is kind of weird. Kind of locks itself in place.
That's true. I don't know if that's normal, but sometimes in some songs, like in the intro or the beginning, I have troubles hitting accurate, like Water Horizon, like the skip bug, something like that.
There's a skip, and I think that's something about the offset of the MP3 or something. It happens on some maps, and when it was ranked, I actually asked one of the BATs at the time, which was BAT, and he didn't find anything weird with the map, so it continued to be ranked. But there is definitely something about certain maps that makes the engine lag, and it's not lack of a good hardware or anything. So that could be something they could fix, but otherwise the gameplay seems normal to me, and it is a little bit hard to get used to strict hold release timing. But all in all, it's a really good game in my opinion. It takes a while to get used to. Yeah, it's really good.
Alright, thank you, Staiain, for the answer. Really cool one.
Problem.
Awesome, and I think Solka was the only other person who had a question, so we'll get them up here. What's up?
Alright, Stein, I have 2 questions for you. In the World Cup, what was your favorite map?
Oh, I think it was what's that song by the Russian guy, the one AJ made, Halogen, the Wing song. I don't remember the name. We Met That Night. Yes, correct. I think that was my favorite actually, because it had really fun patterns, swingy. Yeah, the roll piano and everything.
I think Tasha was like super excited every time that one got picked.
Yeah, because it just has something to it that just makes it so enjoyable.
All right, and then my next question is, if you could be actually really good in any mode except Mania, what would it be?
Because the community is so large, I think it would be fun to be decent at OSA standard.
Everyone says host of standard. First Halogen and now you.
Yeah, but because the community is so big, it looks like so much untapped so much thing to get learn, new things to learn, new people to get to know, and new songs to find. You can listen to outside the game, and all that. It's really nice.
Cool.
Well, anyway, CTB is still the best. Just gonna put that out. All
The
right, that's
advertising.
enough. Thank you. Mm-hmm.
And thank you for the
Right.
questions. We actually had a question from Master Neutral. Is there anyone you look up to as a Mania player?
Oh, well, kinda. I'm impressed by Etienne's impressive way of improving really fast. I'm impressed with Jage Lee's amazing ability to sit down and just retake rank ones if people are getting into his rank ones. I'm vastly impressed by Intelligence accuracy, the way he can just avoid dropping normal 300s. Like, he just almost completely getting a million scores on relatively hard songs. It's just mind-boggling.
Yeah, we've been having a bit of a... We've noticed that in the commentating booth as well, like, when you look at Halogen's scores, like, some of them are like a couple of 100 points off perfect. It's actually insane.
So mind-boggling. I am impressed with Shadow. His name in also is, what was his username again? 1800. He's on the youth team. His speed is basically right below me, and some songs he actually does better than me. Staiain, yes, Staiain. His speed, yeah, he's a match for me in speed. Actually, he's absolutely insane, especially on songs with really hard patterns. He just combos it. I don't understand. I sit there and I can't combo it, and he just full combos, long streams. I'm just I don't understand. Intellizer, for example, he's really good at 9 key. I think he has Overjoy 9 key. Absolutely crazy. Basically can play any ranked game.
Yeah,
any
Intel
team
looks
mode.
like a beast.
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to seeing what he does this weekend.
Of course, I have a lot of respect for Menacious Grace. I don't remember his username in OS. He hasn't really played any, but he's known in Stepania as Menacious. His stamina and ability to score really well on hard songs just baffles me. He beats my scores sometimes, and sometimes he beats them by a lot. And I'm sitting here, how can he do that? He just sits there and just dances his fingers on the keyboard without actually pressing down the button almost. Really impressive. There are other players, of course. We have Shoegazer, who's ridiculously good with stamina songs. He's really good at speed. The technique wrist jacking, which is like continue tapping on the same notes. He can score really well on songs like that. Then yeah, there's a lot of players I could mention.
We actually saw Shoegazer doing the Maple Showcase, if I remember correctly, with Halogen.
Yeah, I really think he didn't play at his best at the time. What he can do when he's not under pressure or anything is ridiculous.
Alright, well, I
Yeah,
think
he's a player to watch out for.
Sweet. I think we have one more question from Trick Mirror. I'm not sure if he wants to talk it or type it though.
Well, we will find out in just a moment. Yo, Trick!
Okay, he can talk.
He thinks.
Let's find out.
I
Unmute
tricked her
your
in
mic.
Canada actually.
You might want to unmute yourself. There you go.
Yeah.
Hello.
I noticed right after when I said hello.
Good job.
Yeah, how you doing, man? It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been since Anima North. I'm doing really good. And how about you?
It's okay. My questions involving streaming, actually, as you'd probably guess, usually is. Of course, there are a lot of things that you need to be able to do to stream at a high speed, like counting and being able to read it, and then having the finger strength to do it at all. But what do you think is the most important to work on first of the three? Or of all the things regarding streaming?
Oh, since I'm not really very good at standard streaming, but I know for a fact that you have to sacrifice control to get like the max speed. A lot of players would be much faster if they threw away their control, but in raw speeding, you just have to be relaxed in your finger and then just kind of twitch your finger instead of just making a lot of movements. You just have to find the point where the button on the keyboard registers and just kind of flick it around on that, and avoid bottoming out or moving your finger above the keyboard. You just kind of twitch your fingers up and down as fast as you can. If you have a technique for it, you can go really fast, but of course it's really hard to get good accuracy. But I think that's the only way I know to actually go really fast.
I feel like once you get like that faster speed though, it becomes easier to actually like complete songs that you couldn't earlier because of the speed. That made no sense.
Yeah, as I said, a lot of players probably are faster than they know, but because they started Osu with good technique of having control from the beginning, they haven't actually learned how to just throw away control to sacrifice that for just raw speed. As long as you can do, I would honestly say it's better to have control and be a little bit limited in speed.
Yeah, I feel like even if you have the speed, it's not gonna matter that much if you can't control it.
Yeah, that's what happened to me because I can combo 220 or to like 250 BPM long streams for like several minutes, no problem. But when it comes to normal beat maps built around like 160 to 210 BPM, I don't have control at all. I always overstream it or go understream, and it's really hard to actually keep up because I haven't learned the fundamental control. So I would recommend to just having control and just slowly loosen your finger and be a little bit more relaxed, and don't press the button as much down. Just practice that.
I don't think that's so much with you. I think that's just a thing with people with an OS. Like, once they get used to streaming at a faster speed, the slower stuff becomes quite a hassle.
That's actually something more typical of players that don't count properly, from what I've seen.
Oh yeah, when I stream, I usually listen to the song and just kind of guess when the stream ends. That's a bad habit I have, but I am well aware of it. But I'm not really able to like the numbers. So yeah, it would be better to read them.
Sweet, well I think that's probably all we have time for actually. So thank you for that question.
Yes, thank you
Yep.
very much, Trickmare. Do appreciate it, and thank you, Staiain, for coming out. We really appreciate
Pleasure.
it. And remember, guys, these interviews usually take about 2 to 3 days to go up. And remember, we'll see you guys next time. And Rhythm's only a click away, and we'll see y'all real soon.
Beep.
Oh, no buys? Okay.
No, we're not doing that.
We're real men now.
If we don't say bye, we never left. You sound like Tarzan.
Yes.
Alright, we're done. We're done!